Hi there. I have some ideas about something I want to share with you guys because I think I think I'm not the only one that goes through this situation, but have you ever or think of times when you are maybe there's something that you want to do. Maybe you have an idea to do a thing. Maybe somebody asks you if you want to do a thing, a request from someone else or an idea or possibly even something that needs to be done around the house. Just anything, any kind of a big, it doesn't even have to be a big decision, I guess, but any kind of a thing like that where you're trying to decide, well, I do human design and I know that there's a thing called your authority, and that thing, whatever it is, whichever one it is, decides, or it is the mechanism that will help you to make better decisions. Let me explain. I have what's called sacral authority. That means I have in my human design wiring diagram, I have a sacral authority. It's called sacral authority. That means I have a defined sacral center. It is not open and nebulous. It is defined. I have a certain way that my energy operates. And so what that means is I have an instinct in my body when something is a yes. If something is a yes, somebody asks me a request or asks me if there's a certain thing I want to do, or if I even have my own idea or thought about what I want to do, and my body goes, nope, then that's a no. If my body goes, yeah, yes, like that means I've got energy for that. So it's the difference between expansion and contraction. And I feel it in my body. And that is what it's like to be a sacral authority. So I don't think we all get up in here and try to think logically and work through it mentally about what we should do. But from what I learn, what I've learned in human design, is that is the last thing we should be doing. Our brain is there for a reason, but making decisions isn't one of them. So we listen, sacral people listen to their bodies. Maybe you have an emotional authority. That means that your emotional center is defined. And you've got like this little emotional wave you have to consult, I guess, or notice and factor in. There's a variety of them. I don't know them all because I'm a sacral and it's hard enough trying to figure out how to operate that thing. So anyway, I have a thing that I was like all about doing. I'm all into it. I'm all wanting to do it. I was making all these big moves in that direction. I got this whole thing started along the lines of my work in the world, the thing that I am going to be best at out there for people in the world. So whoever maybe is connected and wants my kind of work. Anyway, so I got all into it, and I got, I had business cards, I got a website, and I got a YouTube channel, got all these things. And then I had it figured out that I was going to promote this and launch this on a certain day, which was yesterday. And I didn't do it because I didn't feel like doing it. Okay, so then I'm like, oh, what's wrong with me? Why am I not doing it? Why do I always do this? Here's what's going on in my head. I'm always like having all these wild ideas and all this passion or whatever, and then boom, it's not there anymore. And then boom, there it is again. And then boom, it's gone again. And then there it is again. Okay, and it could be over the course of days or months or minutes. And it's kind of a little bit annoying. And the reason it's annoying is because I keep forgetting that that's what the deal is. But the thing is, forgetting is a part of that sacral response. So it's like I just have to figure out a way to be comfy with that, don't feel like it. And then remembering that when I have that feeling, that's a no. That's like, don't do it yet. It might be like, don't do it at all. But in this case, it's probably don't do it now. Don't launch. Don't put it out there on the interwebs. That's probably what it is. And at some point, it could be tomorrow afternoon, all of a sudden I'll just like find myself throwing it out there. That's the yes. So the thing I struggle with, and I don't know, maybe you guys struggle with it too. I don't know. I don't know if it's a part of the design or not, but every time that happens and I get that lagging feeling where it's like the actual no in the moment. Every time I get that feeling, I'm like, I forget why. I forget what that is. I forget what the deal is. And I wonder, like, what's happening? Why am I all of a sudden, I was all on fire and now the fire's out. What the hell? And then I have to like talk to somebody, or I have to go on AI, or I have to struggle for a few days. And then it's like, oh yeah, it's just a no. I keep forgetting, that's how it works. So today I went through that situation again, because yesterday was the day I was supposed to launch that thing, and I didn't feel like doing it. So instead of like, well, I guess I don't feel like doing it. Doesn't matter what I planned. Doesn't matter what the transits say. I'm not doing it because I don't feel like it. Now, a long time ago, someone told me, geez, you're really mood motivated. And I went, yeah? You say that like it's a bad thing. So for the most part, I have been okay with apparently following my nope or my yep. But every once in a while, when it's something that I want to do, that I've been gunning to do, and then all of a sudden I don't do it, that's bewildering and I don't get it and I have to go figure it out again. Well, then today I went on AI because it's so helpful and it's such a great tool. I went on AI and I had a little conversation about what kinds of things would cause people to stall out like that. And I thought of a bunch of them. It thought of a bunch of them. And we put our heads together and came up with a list that I titled, Reasons for Not Acting on an Idea, Thought, or Request. So there could be a variety of things that are causing that. And so I just kind of wanted to go through them real quick with you guys. The first one is, it's just your human design authority. It's your sacral nope. It's your emotional waves saying, It is whatever your other authority is. You'd have to look that up. It's just your human design authority. Mine is sacral. All right. B, transits. Current astrological influences dampening energy or clarity. It could be a transit. It could be why I didn't do it. Okay. C, stress response. Am I in fight, flight, freeze, fawn, forget, or some kind of a related stress response? It could be. That could be. I could be just like getting to the point where I'm like about ready to step out onto the world stage, basically, and all of a sudden I freeze. That could be it. Logic. Rational assessment that's not the right time, priority, or approach. Maybe I'm getting some kind of a red flag that I need to back up a minute and take a look at my website. Maybe there's something I should adjust on there. Could be that. E, a fear or a phobia. An emotional block tied to anticipated negative outcomes. It could be that. Maybe I'm just a big chicken shit because I got shut down before when I stepped out onto the world stage. It could be that. F, mental health condition. This is what it said. Like depression, anxiety, ADHD causing executive dysfunction. It could be that. G, burnout or exhaustion. You know, you're depleted. You're in deflation mode from overload, maybe years of stress and overwhelm. Okay? Lack of clear purpose or direction. You're not really sure why you're doing it. Maybe you're misaligned with the whole process or project. Overwhelm or task overload, kind of back to that other thing. Too many options and priorities, and you're just analysis paralysis. Perfectionism or self-doubt. So your inner critic is demanding flawlessness before starting. That could be it. Or you're doubting yourself. That's something to look into. Physiological factors, like you're just like sleep deprived. You're unhealthy in some way. It's a hormonal imbalance of whatever type. L, environmental or habitual distractions. You know, like the old, going down the rabbit hole maybe, or like you're just like doom scrolling or whatever, and you're just caught in that loop and can't get out. Also, I think that the technology and whatever the frequencies are coming off your devices could also be dulling you down or somehow. Okay, so M, hopelessness or fixed self-identity, believing I'm just not motivated. And that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. N, big one, divine timing. Belief that the universe or higher power is orchestrating the perfect moment, so forcing action now would be misaligned. Okay, so I thought, okay, it could be any of those things. There's so many times when I've bumped into a situation where it's like, nah, I don't want to. I don't know. I don't feel like it. And for some reason, at times I am bewildered by that or uncomfortable with it. Okay, so I've had to try and figure these things out over the course of time, because some people just like, they don't care, man. They don't feel like it, and they never question it. Well, I question it for whatever reason. I guess because it was like, I was doing so well, and then all of a sudden I just like hit the brakes. Why? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So I have to figure all these things out. All right, so what I did was of course I asked AI, okay, well, how do you determine which one it is? Smarty pants. And it, of course, had for every single line, all the way down through N, every single line, it had a way of determining if that was it. And I'm thinking, oh, that's way too much trouble. That's going to take way too long to sift through all that. So I'm not going to do that. What I did was I got this little thing. That's my little pendulum. It's a pendulum. It's a dowsing, what do you call this? A plumb bob kind of a thing that they used to use. And it's a pendulum, and it is attached to my energy. My body, I've read, your body is your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is what's connected to the universal forces and knows everything about you. Okay, so the way it's acting right now, this is a yes for me. So the whole time I'm talking about it, it's saying, yep, she's right. That's a deal. Okay, so what I decided to do was go through A through N and say, is it this? Is it that? Is it that? Which one is it? So guess what it was? So the bottom line is, of all those things, it was A, my human design authority, my sacral saying, nope, not right now. And then the other part of it was, because it'll go this way for no, it'll go this way for yes. But if it's like a little bit, if it'll say, well, a little bit, it'll go diagonal. So it was yes on the authority, sacral authority, nope. It was, yeah, a little bit of ADHD, executive dysfunction, a little bit, and divine timing. So I'm like, okay, but isn't divine timing what dictates our authority? That's the input we're getting. In my case, in my sacral, divine timing, the divine orchestrator and source of all the things is what's telling me in my sacral, nope, hold on, hold off, whatever. And then the other part, the ADHD part, well, that's human design too, because I'm just wired like that. I'm wired like that. The world, the medical institution calls it ADHD because they got to call it something because they don't really understand where it's coming from. So they just name it something, blah, 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 blah. And then everybody's got that problem so that they'll go running to the pharmacy to get medication. Don't get me started. So I seem to have a lot of those kinds of traits. Or they'll call it neurodivergent, like it's a disorder. No, it's a superpower. That's how I'm wired. I'm wired like that. And if I listen to my sacral authority and stay out of my head, all things work together for my good. Everything works for me. Everything just works out. It's like magic. It's like why people think I'm so favored in magic and can make things happen. Because I can. I believe it's possible. The one thing that keeps tripping me up, though, is I keep forgetting that that's the deal. So I keep having to have this conversation, whether it's like with another person or an astrologer or a human design analyst or AI or whatever, or my pendulum. And then it's like, oh yeah. So I want to put this thing like on my forehead or put it on my refrigerator or whatever, so that I remember when I start to go, I'm like flying high, and then all of a sudden I lose altitude or I level off. That's a nope for me. That's just like, no, hold on. It's kind of like, what's that game you play when you're kids in the yard? Like red light, green light. Yeah, that's what it's like. It's like, you ever play that game? And there's somebody over there, and they're standing, and then this whole line of kids, and the kids are all waiting. When that person's back is turned, which is green light, then you start running toward them. But then when they turn around, that's red light. And you march. And if they see you moving, then you're out. That's a fun game, man. I want to get a bunch of friends together and play that. That is so fun. I forgot about that. Anyway, it's like that. So when I'm running along and then I see my sacral flipping around to red light, I need to just stop, freeze, hold, do nothing, go play, whatever. And then just be like, that's the way it is. That's it. That's what's happening. And so that is what I got to get through to my head. Hopefully I can get it done in this lifetime. I don't want to have to do it again. So I'm going to figure out a thing. I'm probably going to figure out some kind of a little mantra or reminder or a post-it note or something that reminds me, red light, green light. If I'm getting the red light, then just stop. Just freeze in the middle of your step. Don't do anything, or don't do that thing. Anyway, I love figuring that kind of stuff out. So anyway, I also want to know, do you have that problem? Do you see yourself doing that? Do you know your human design chart? And if you don't, you can talk to me, like reach out, private message me, email me, whatever you want to do. Make a comment below and let me know. I don't even know what human design is. Where do I start? Then I'll tell you. I'll help you figure out where to start. I'll point you in the right direction. Unless I have a red light. Which normally when it comes to stuff like that, I'm all in. Anyway, so that was just my my project for today and me figuring some stuff out. And as soon as I figured that out, it was like, oh yeah. Okay, all right, I'm fine. I'm good. Now I can go play. Now I can go meet up with my friend and have sushi and not concern myself with it. And not like keep rotating around in my head. Why am I dragging my feet? What the hell? So anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys and see if it was something that was helpful to you. And especially if you have sacral authority, because I was talking a lot about that. And my cat yells at me sometimes. Did you hear it? Anyway, all right. Well, I will let you go for now. And let me know if there's any way I can help you in some way with this kind of thing. And we'll talk soon. We'll talk later. Put all your questions and comments down there. And I'll talk to you next time. Okay, bye.